agenda today is House Bill 28, Gun Violence Prevention Act, and the chair will recognize Representative Balkin for the presentation of that bill. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 28, we did file a PCS. The bill creates new punishment for convicted felons who are prohibited by law from possession weapons that commit a new felony with a firearm or a weapon of mass death and destruction. Firearms are weapons of mass destruction are already defined in our statute. Punishment is based on the convicted felon does with the weapon. So the existing statute makes a Class G felony for a convicted felon to possess a firearm. The new provisions increase the punishment one level to a Class F felony if the felon possesses a firearm during a commission or attempted commission of a new felony, increases the punishment to a Class D felony if the felon vanishes a weapon, which is displays makes the weapon presently known during the felony, and then increases the punishment to a Class C felony if the felony discharges the weapon during the new felony. The bill is supported by the district attorneys as well on that. I'll take any questions.
Any questions from the committee?
Sorry.
Seeing none, hearing none, the chair is ready for a motion.
Motion that we move this to refer to rules because it is a
PCS.
PCS.
How about moves for a favorable report to the PCS to House Bill 28, unfavorable to the original with a referral to rules? Would that be acceptable
Yes,
for
sir.
you? Anything else? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Like sign. Thank you very much. It's approved. Next on the agenda is House Bill 69, Veterans Educational Promise. This is also a PCS before you without objection, and I will recognize Representative Grant Campbell to present the bill. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is an add-on to the outstanding support that we've received from the UNC system for veterans. But currently, people who are accepted to the UNC system, they are allowed a one-year deferment of their admission if they join the military. If you're joining active duty, that's not really sufficient, as you will have usually a minimum of a 4-year commitment for that. And even our reserve component soldiers and National Guard soldiers, they have to go to basic and AIT. So this bill has two sections. The first section is for deferment of admission, where we take any active duty military members that have already been accepted to the UNC system. They will have up to 5 years to defer their admission and hold that space. For reserve components, soldiers and members of the National Guard, they would have 2 years instead of 1 year to defer their admission and hold their spot, and this would go for their spouses as well. The second part expands the access to in-state tuition. It simply says that if you graduated from high school in North Carolina and then joined the military, when you come back to North Carolina, regardless of the time spent away, you would be eligible for in-state tuition. Also, if you did not graduate high school in North Carolina, but you spent at least 90 continuous days stationed in North Carolina, you would be eligible for in-state tuition. And the third group, regardless of the other two categories, is if you are a Purple Heart recipient, you would be eligible for in-state tuition. Your PCS, we just did some legal terminology and made sure that spouses were included, and also the addition to make sure that National Guard was included for the 2-year deferment. That concludes my introduction, Mr. Chairman. I'm happy to take any questions.
Slide 1 second. Thank you, Representative. Questions from the committee? Representative Chesser. Motion at the appropriate time. Questions? Representative Bonhaven.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just had a question about the portion that says it would prohibit constituent institutions from denying admissions to applicants. Is this a problem, or why did you feel that you had to address this? I mean, have you heard that this is happening, or?
No, excellent question. It's not that we see this as a significant problem. We just were concerned that we were making an additional burden on a university for accepting a student in a certain designation, and we just wanted to make sure that would not negatively affect their application process.
Other questions from the committee? Representative Willis, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Campbell, do we look at this for students who are going online? I mean, obviously we've got, folks that are deployed around the world. Have we considered, with the increase in online presence, are we considered online admissions as well as in this?
You're recognized for response.
So we kept it that any student who receives an admission of any type would be eligible under this bill.
Thank you.
Representative Gable.
Thank you, Chairman. Do we have any projections on how much revenue we might lose if we were to do the in-state tuition for everybody, that's even if they're only here for 90 days?
You're recognized for response.
So yes, we did a fiscal impact. Your initial fiscal impact was $2.7 million. However, because of the increase in FTEs that are projected because of this bill, there would be an increase of revenues of 1.6 million. So our net fiscal impact would be 1.1 million.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Representative, for your presentation. The chair would entertain a motion. Representative Chester, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move for a favorable report, not favorable to the original, roll into a new PCS and serial referral to higher ed.
Good. You've heard the motion. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, like sign? The chair